this is probably my most nerdy realization I've ever had. Okay, so today while I was on my way to Chattahoochee Tech to register for classes, so while I was driving there, I was listening to the Once More with Feelings soundtrack from Buffy season 6. It's the episode they won a Grammy or something for. Anyways, so I was listening to it, and while I was driving down the road, about 5 minutes from my new college, this thought just came upon me and just kind of like smacked me in the face. And that realization was that Harry Potter is the Buffy Summers of the wizarding world. And I'll explain this because, okay, so Buffy is the chosen one to rid the world of evil and save everyone from apocalypses and big, like, demon-y wars and shit. And so, yeah, basically, she's the one. She's the chosen one. And she saves everybody from evil. And she has 2 sidekicks. Turn into many, but she has 2 sidekicks. Willow and Xander. And Willow is the really smart one, and Xander's the comic relief one that's just really loyal and is cute, like a little puppy. And then Buffy has her romances. She has Angel, who is a vampire with a soul. She has Riley, who is the most adorable military guy ever. And then she has this weird friends with benefit sex tryst with Spike, who is another vampire. Who she only does that because he gets a chip implanted into his brain that stops him from biting humans. So basically he's a neutered vampire. And then, okay, so the sub-branches is Xander ends up dating Anya and, like, gets engaged to her. Willow dates Oz, but then he leaves because he's a werewolf, and then she starts dating Tara, who's really cute and pretty, and I like Tara. And then Buffy has a mentor, Giles, who's her watcher. Oh, Xander also dates Cordelia. Forgot about that. Alright, and so here's where I tell you what Harry Potter characters would be in the Buffy realm, or the Buffy characters, the Harry Potter. Anyways, this is their connections. Alright, so Harry is Buffy. Buffy, Harry, chosen one, boy who lived, saved the world from evil. And so basically all the villains sort of Buffy faces we could just sum up into like Voldemort and the Death Eaters, and I think that's good enough. Okay, and so then, ooh, even better connection I just thought of. Okay, so Giles is Buffy's watcher, who basically is like her mentor and sort of helps her with the information and like collecting and training and all that sort of stuff. So Harry, Buffy, Giles, a cross between Dumbledore and Lupin. Haven't picked which one is which because half the time fanfic gets missed in my head. But I think we're gonna go with Dumbledore with like Lupin attributes. Okay, and so Giles belongs to the Watcher Council in England. Dumbledore and Lupin belong to the Order of the Phoenix. And both the Watcher Council and the Order of the Phoenix don't want to, like, give information and hand the reins over to Buffy or Harry. So, like, more parallels. Okay, so Harry, Buffy, we've got that. Dumbledore, Giles. We're good on that. Watcher Council, Order of the Phoenix. Alright, Willow is Hermione, because she's the brains of the operation. Willow cracks into the computers and helps with the research and knows information. And she does magic, so hey, magic world, we're coming into play. And then Xander is Ron as the comic relief, loyal best friend, cute as a puppy dog. Okay, Anya, who ends up becoming Xander's girlfriend and eventually fiance. I've decided Lavender is in that role. Not necessarily because she becomes Ron's fiance or anything, but because she's there and no one really likes her and she's really annoying and like it just fits. Anya's not as like annoying as she is. She's an ex-vengeance demon who becomes human So she just, like, doesn't understand things. And I feel a lot of times, like, Lavender just, like, doesn't understand how things work. So that's my parallel. Okay, Xander also dates Cordelia, who's, like, the most popular girl in school, way pretty, really, like, she's that popular girl, but she kind of, like, slumps it with them and helps them out, and I don't know who she would be in the Harry Potter verse. That's one of the two I haven't figured out. Okay, so then Willow as Hermione, brains, both right there. Willow dates Oz, who's a werewolf, whatever. But Willow dates Oz, Hermione, Victor Crumb. Which actually, okay, so Oz like is really terse and like just says bare minimums, but it's always like a good thing when he speaks. Crumb, sort of that bare minimum, just kind of there. That's good. Willow also goes on to date Tara, which is a lesbian affair, and so I haven't quite figured out who Tara would be without getting really cracky fanficky, which I don't want to do. Okay, and then, we're going to get into the Buffy relationships versus what Harry has, and this I decided today, and it's really good. It goes tiny fanficky at the end, but so does Buffy, so it's okay. Alright, so Buffy starts off with Angel, the vampire with a soul. Harry starts off with Cho. Like, it's there, and, like, they're liking it, but it just can't work. It can't work, because when Angel's a vampire, Buffy is mortal, and the Slayer, and it's her job to, like, kill vampires. Harry, just, there's not that connection. Like, he's all in it, but then, like, Cho's all crying over Cedric and crap, and so, like, it just doesn't go anywhere. It can't grow. Okay, and so then Buffy dates Riley Finn, who's the awesome military guy, and who I personally love, and he's, like, way good for her. Like, he'd be the perfect guy, and really she should just, like, see it and go with it and stick with it, because, like, he loves her and he gets her, but at the same time he knows he's not, like, right for her. So yeah, okay, so Buffy Riley. Harry Ginny, like, she's good for him, it'd be all great, it's awesome for a while, but then he needs more. He needs someone that really understands where he's coming from, like, at his level. He just needs more. So that breaks off. And so here's where it gets a tiny bit fanficky. And it's the Buffy Spike friends with benefits sex tryst, for lack of a better word. And this is where I personally really like the story. Not like the Buffy story, but just like in the Harry Potter take on it. Harry Draco, because Spike he's like that bad boy vampire, and he could like really hurt you and stuff, but he like can't, so Buffy kind of, with the chip in his head, so Buffy like sees him as like tame and sort of weak now, and I think, but like it's that powerhouse, so like she can still be like really strong and like powerful, and like he can like fight back, but only to like sort of a certain extent, so like that struggle is always sort of there, and then like they can have that like really hard sex. And I think that's where Harry and Draco's relationship would be, but it wouldn't last long because they're just using each other sort of to feel and such. But Spike's totally in love with Buffy, so I guess Draco would have to be head over heels over Harry. I don't know. But anyways. So yeah, that is my really nerdy, I think that's probably the nerdiest I've gone in a really long time, realization of the day is the connection between Buffy and Harry Potter. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And if anybody has any suggestions on who Tara or Cordelia could be in the Potterverse, let me know. Leave your comments down there. Sounds good. Bye, guys.